Previously on Quest Laid Plans.
I just know the birds initially came through the window that Naraya opened.
Yeah, remember that, Naraya?
I thought it was a messenger. I didn't know birds can be monsters.
I'm so sorry, Aveline. The second that the wind wall comes down, you see the swarms kind of break free, and you see the giant quadruped take a step towards you and another step towards you, and then you are inside of it and you are swarmed and engulfed by the large quadruped. It is now Windsweep's turn again. You make this absolutely brutal hammer attack, and then you rush over and you reach in with brute force with your fist into this very tight knot of attacking, scratching, pecking birds. You grab Aveline and pull her out, and as those birds disperse, they too rejoin the quadruped.
I, for sure, as a free object interaction, throw my arms around your neck, and I'm just like, I like being a bird. I don't like being in the birds.
I am going to cast a 3rd level Thunder Step.
I'm not even gonna make you roll that because it had 1 HP, so tell me how you kill this bird.
I look at Brex. I say, trust me, okay? Walking away from this thunderous sound which forms around the remaining birds. The air just shimmers a little, and then I think the birds just fall limply to the ground.
What you realize when you're thinking back on it, Kit, is that the birds were also coming from kind of nowhere, but like a consistently spaced nowhere in a circular ring around the home.
They came to our house. Like someone's doing this.
Yeah. I mean, I think our only lead is Porla.
Or we go find this Krugnail guy.
I found his ID on Porla's desk, so I think she took it. She used it, right? Or maybe we should just go to this fence and see if there's any evidence.
You're able to see up the hill a section of what is normally a pretty innocuous fence is surrounded by these like orange cones and scaffolding and pylons and all the telltale signs of construction. Danger, do not go here, as they are being rebuilt by a frenzied group of groundspeople.
We should ask somebody how this physically could happen and how they're repairing it, because I have a nasty feeling that it's not just a matter of pulling a couple of stakes out of the ground.
This is classified information, but it came down from the inside. Nobody can take it down from the outside.
Primo, have you been working with Porla a lot recently?
I mean, you know Porla. She's a really gifted healer, and I've, had my health troubles, and she found out that I wasn't feeling well, and she was really, really generous with her time. We had these, sessions where she would sort of do her healing, and I would feel really good for, a week, so we just did it, every week. She was really nice about it,
I would like to Arcana this man.
You're able to tell that this is a person who has had healing magic done on them quite a lot, and also he is indeed a little bit compromised in terms of memory, and it's not part of his illness. It's magical in nature.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Hold on. I must have left my ID in my office or something.
Oh, I think she must have used those sessions to steal that card from him.
We have to find Porla.
Welcome to Quest Laid Plans, the podcast that asks the question, can an old party learn new tricks? I'm Meghan Kelleher, your dungeon master, and with me are 5 hot tips to drive your boyfriend wild from Cosmo.
Hi, I'm Maya S. Ming, and I play Windsweep Palm, Air Genasi Gnome. That broke my brain. I can't.
I'm Phil Arevalo. I play Kit Marpolo, Water Genasi Monk, and Kit may or may not have used Create Destroy Water to do some interesting things once or twice.
The clicks on Archive of Our Own just now.
I can hear the fanfic writers just ooh.
I think you broke all 13-year-olds everywhere.
Jesse, follow that,
Okay.
coward.
Okay. Hello, I am Jesse B. Koehler, playing the human boy, golden boy, smoky eye boy, Esther Miffiance, sorcerer.
Solid.
Wearing way too much strawberry-flavored sparkly lip gloss, it's Jamie Hathaway playing Aveline Yavri Skywatcher, Kalashtar, Circle of Wildfire Druid.
Knowing good sex and not afraid to ask. I'm Neda Marie Valcheva, and I play Naraya Winsworn, a halfling wizard rogue who has seen every single episode of Sex and the City by Stephen King.
Stephen King.
Can't speak.
Sex and the City is rigged.
Oh, God.
Unlike Sex and the City, our 10 years later check-in on our beloved characters
It's going great.
is going great, and no one dies on a Peloton. Yet.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't know whether we should all be sort of charging in wherever she is.
Maybe not.
Do we just want to like take it kind of slow or kind of, stealthily?
So I could cast Locate Creature to track her down, and I also have Pass Without Trace.
Yeah.
So
I motion as if I want to give Aveline a kiss on the forehead. I cannot reach her forehead, but I just do like a.
I bend down.
So you look like an Italian chef, basically.
I do look like an Italian chef, and when she bends down, I plant just a big forehead kiss on her forehead.
Now, are you wearing lipstick?
No.
Okay.
No, and my lips are chapped because I've been traveling, and it's not
You didn't
pleasant.
put on a full face at some point while you were fighting the birds? That's disappointing.
Right? No, I'm
It's not very girl
sorry.
boss of you.
Yeah, no, Naraya is very much not a girl boss. She does usually wear very dark lipstick, but not today because she was busy fighting birds.
Is anyone else worried that Porla had somehow the worm target Kyralius specifically so that she could take power in the guild?
Yeah.
I hate to even say it. I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm saying this about my friend, but
But
it just seems.
The thing is that to have that all happen so close to the statue, clearly that she cared so much. Porla doesn't strike me as someone that would have the chance of this statue getting destroyed.
But wait, it wasn't just the Remoraz. It was that.
The Wraith. We are forgetting about the Wraith. How does it play
Can I
into
cast
it?
my mind back to the Wraith? And
Sure.
I don't know, did it look somehow familiar? Or now that I'm putting this all together after the fact, is there anything that would connect that Wraith to Porla in my mind?
No, but if you could make it, I guess, some sort of check if you wanted to really rack your brain for what you might know about wraiths, or
Sure. Can I do history or arcana to just how a Wraith's bound to things, what's necessary for that sort of thing?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a DC 20, because for you to not have remembered it right away,
Yeah.
it would have to be pretty deep in the mind palace.
No, that is okay.
Come on, you got this.
Oh, that's an 18.
Oh no. Aveline, could you have guided
Yeah, I
him?
can do guidance.
I will let you do guidance, but you will have to reroll.
Okay, that's fine. So the guidance is a D4.
Yep.
That's a 19.
Brutal.
Damn. You feel like
brutal,
there might.
brutal.
You feel like you at one point read a book about wraiths or something, but it's just on the tip of your tongue and you can't quite get your mind to look right at it.
It's just been a long day. I can't get there.
All right, year 3.
Year 3. 9 of Cups.
All right. So we know that this is the year that you get reached out to from Esther.
Right.
So you can incorporate that into this, but you don't have to. A lot of things can happen in a year. So 9 of Cups is you discover that money can't buy happiness. How did you get the money, and what itch is it not scratching for you?
Okay, I think I have a good idea about this. Okay, so the monastery is on a volcano somewhere in Southeast Asia, a dormant volcano, and
Nice.
it does their big thing is rice farming, in terrace rice farming, but they don't actually sell the rice; they sell the rice wine. That's what they do, and I think that at this point, being 22, having gone through all this, the monks are like letting Kit like more into the sort of operation of the monastery. And what ends up happening is that he realizes, from his old reading, he discovers distillation. I guess I'm going to say he discovers, oh yeah, there was this ancient method that these people used to make their alcohol more powerful, and people seem to like that. So he sort of makes a distillery kind of portion of it, which does really well in the local area. And so the monastery makes a lot of money, is able to sort of expand and stuff. But the drawback, I think he just sort of sees it like affecting the local populace in a negative way. And that sort of is like, oh, was this worth it? We can expand the monastery, and that makes us more able to help people, but we're also hurting people, and that doesn't seem worth it.
That's fine. Let's go. Wait. Evelyn, should we just find a smart place for you to cast a lot of magic?
Locate creature. I just need to be, if she's within 1,000 feet.
Let's go to the offices then. Let's go to the building, and maybe we'll find if she's in one of those offices.
Yeah, you sense the direction to the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement.
Windswept is right. Let's go to her office and see if she... first of all, she could be there, and if not, see if she's moved from there to somewhere else.
Can I just cast locate creature straight up, and I know where the office is. Can I see if she is in that direction? Because if she's not in that direction, then we follow my little...
How long does locate creature last?
Up to an hour. It's concentration.
Oh. Does it move with you like a metal detector?
I think so, yeah. The range is self.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I didn't know that.
It's like I'm a magnet trying to connect with the other magnet, I think.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
You can.
Amazing.
Nice.
Then I cast my mind to Paula and cast locate creature. And is she within 1,000 feet?
So I, Megan, have a hard time conceptualizing how big that is. What is that, like a swimming pool?
It's like a football field?
No, a football field is, 300 feet?
100, yeah, so three
football fields.
1,000
That
feet
is so big.
is 300 meters.
I would say she is within 3 football fields. I don't think the campus is much bigger than 3 or 4 football fields. Yeah. So I'll say your druid connection to nature, animalistic nature, allows you to cast this spell, and what it does for you is you end up with this sense of where your sense of smell is so strong now that you can almost see it, and you can almost follow it like a trail. Almost like in Legend of Zelda.
I'm floating along,
which only
tracking
Windswept
the
has
smell
played.
of a delicious pie into the windowsill.
Yes, that too.
I think it probably more likely for Aveline, I smell some kind of burning, and it's like following a little trail of smoke.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's like
Cool.
Witcher
Oh, yeah.
senses.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that colors probably go a little dull for you, and the smoke, you see and smell a trail of smoke in the air leading through campus, and lo and behold, it does appear to be leading towards the main building with the offices.
Cool. I think probably when we get closer to the building, I can cast Pass Without Trace on everyone if we want to just stealth our way in a little bit.
Is that also concentration?
Shit.
Oh, that's a really good question.
I think it is. That's the downfall of druids.
Yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
concentration.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe we get very close to locating her and then you stealth us.
Yeah. So maybe once we're outside the office, I can cast Pass Without Trace.
And remember, you can tell whether she's moving, right? That's the other
Yeah. Yeah, I
thing
can
with
tell if
locate
she's
creature.
moving.
Okay.
So if she jumps out a window, I'll know where she's going.
And I have to imagine it's like the kind of thing where if something was attached to a string that was like 1,000 feet away from you, if it moved a tiny bit, you wouldn't really clock it. But the closer you get, the more minute movements you can
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, all right, you guys take this walk through campus. It's probably like about 2.5 football fields and to the office. And as you're making your way through campus, I want to ask one of you, because this is it's this weird experience where you have such a specific goal in mind and you have a mission. And yet this is also one of the first times, if not the first time, you've been back to the Adventurers Guild since you spent your adolescence and youth here. And so you keep finding yourself accosted by these memories that you didn't expect. Words, phrases, images you never thought you would think of again. And I'm curious, I'm gonna honestly just roll and see. I'm gonna ask one of you to share a memory with me. Kit, share a memory with me about something that you see on the way to the offices. And it can be like literally anything.
Sure. So every college campus has not every college campus, but one thing you might find in a college town is like a paper stationery shop. And I passed by, and I remember this because one of the things that I learned, this is really where I learned like how to make maps properly, and that's where I got like my special paper and my special ink to draw these things. And it's been a long time since I have really had access to like the selection. It's like the best selection that I've ever had, and a lot of my pens and stuff are still from there. So I think the memory is really just the first time I ever walked in and just seeing like all these colors of ink and all these colors of paper. And just being overwhelmed and like so happy that there are all these options there.
That is so sweet and so nerdy. Oh my god.
I love him. Knowing that you're about to blow like your whole student loan for the semester on different types of ink, being like, I don't care, I'm going to be eating rice and beans for the rest of the semester so I can have these shiny papers.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, Kit, you feel yourself all of a sudden filled with this highly specific and impossible to describe like emotional feeling. It's like a tangible sensation, but it's purely based on an intangible feeling, and that feeling is being so excited about all of this stationery and pens, and you had just completely forgot this feeling, but now that you feel it again, you would recognize it anywhere.
Yep.
I'm gonna do one more of these for the moment. I'm gonna have a windsweep.
So I think, man, I think they maybe passed by a building that serves as a study hall, and she remembers this party specifically being up at a ridiculous hour, placing frenetic bets on like this complicated chess game between Esther and Kit, and just getting really, really into watching them make these moves and acting like it's a big sports event at 2 a.m. Just like, screaming like, no, queen to b5 or whatever it is. I don't play chess, just like making it an absolute spectator sport and just being the most obnoxious people in the building. And I think she's thinking Porla was there too, and she was the one like collecting all the bets and like writing everything down, and just and it makes her really happy, I think, but also just like really sad and scared about what is she up to now and where are we now. And it just seems such a far away memory of simple joy that is just all tangled up and complicated and thorny now.
Yeah, and you look around you and you see all these people who were there, and you're physically there in that location or near it, and these are still the same people, and yet it just seems like that's impossible.
Yeah.
While Windsweep is having this flashback, the 10-minute version of Taylor Swift's All Too Well is playing in the background. I was there. I remember it.
I think you mean Steven's version.
Oh my god, no.
Oh no.
Is he also all the musicians?
No. Hoser is all the musicians.
Hosier's version.
Andrew's version.
All Too Well brackets 10-minute version brackets Taylor's version brackets From the Vault brackets Andrew Hosier's version.
Perfect.
That's the only version that survived.
Yeah.
So
It's also the only song that survived, weirdly.
it's the national anthem.
Oh no.
No.
10 minutes of just like standing there.
No,
Just have to
please.
stand there. All right. So you guys have these memories. And eventually you find your way back to the main building where, Windsweep and Aveline, it feels like you just were. You see your sort of smoke trail, Aveline leading inside.
Can Windsweep help, like, now that she was inside and they were just there? And even though this is a very, as established, complicated architectural structure, can she help from the outside? Just point out now which window is Porla's office?
Sure, and I think that will be helpful because Aveline, I believe the way your smoke trail would work is it would be like shortest possible distance as the crow flies. And so it would go into a weird part of the building. And that thing of if that were to happen, even in my own house where I grew up, if there was a string from me to a random point in the house, it would take me a minute to be like, what room would that correspond to? But having just been in there very recently, I think Windsweep would maybe have a better idea of that.
Yeah, so she'll just point out, like, oh, Porla's office is the, like, mezzanine one, like, kind of over there between those two. So I don't know how that works with...
Do we see a light in the window at all? I know it's the morning now, so there doesn't necessarily need to be a big light on in there, but...
Yeah, you don't see any lights. I mean, if a handful... I'll say you see a handful of lights on in the building, but... not like a particular one that's like, oh yes, this is the one occupied by people. And I will tell you that as you guys have this conversation, you put together that the smoke trail does not lead to Porla's office, it leads somewhere else.
Okay.
Shit.
So maybe we don't all walk right up to her sort of situation, like a kind of wrapping around.
Diplomacy?
Well,
Or just
I just mean more let's cover possible escape.
Yeah,
like that.
I think that's a good idea.
Fun thing to say about a lifelong friend.
Like it's a dungeon and not just an office building where our friend is in. Oh, I hate this.
Who wants to go in? I'll tell you right now, I don't trust myself to go in and not make this worse for everyone.
I would try, but I'm a little beat up right now. So if anything were to go south, I don't know how.
I mean, I can go, but my last interaction with Porla wasn't that great, so it would be an immediate red flag.
I could go with maybe some backup,
Maybe.
if no one else wants to talk to her.
Algar, I mean, she's not happy with me, but she's not really happy with any of us. And, maybe the Easter thing, like, pushed my transgressions out a little bit.
Right.
So maybe I'm back on the good side. Who knows? But I've known her for a while. We've all known her for a while, but I stayed in touch with her.
Yeah.
Can I do a history check on the building? You know how, like, at a college campus, you just start to learn all the, like, nooks and crannies of, like, building and all the, like, sort of, like, hidden ways? I feel like Esther has definitely learned that of all the different hidden passages, as it were, of the building, and just checking if there's a good place to, like, kind of wrap around rather than just standing at the front end.
Yeah, if we're thinking of covering exits, I would also like to figure out where I would go.
Wow. Wow. Nope. All that's not true, because I rolled a nat 1. So I lied. I lied to all of you.
Esther has never
say.
set foot in this building before.
You think this is a completely different
Esther's
building
like,
that you know very well.
I don't think I went to this school. I don't recognize any of this.
I mean, in fairness, what would you have needed to go to, like, an admin building for?
That's true. I didn't open a book once.
Wait, isn't this building named after your family?
Yeah.
Crash cut to it's like the Mythians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vivian's Hall.
Yeah, crash cut to, like, 16-year-old Esther being like, I will never go in that building.
Yeah.
Dad.
You, Dad, I'm never setting foot in
I will
your
never
name.
step foot in that building. You don't owe me. This is my experience.
I mean, there wouldn't be a ton of reason for adventurers with the guild to go into, like, the administrative area, but I will let Naraya do a check as well because, first of all, Neda said before we heard the results of that they also wanted to do one, and second of all, you were the one who had the work-study job that would have potentially required you to go into buildings that, as just an adventurer, you wouldn't be required to.
I had the work study job where I had access to every single key on campus.
I didn't say that.
No, I am telling you as a fact of campus operations.
Oh, Neda's saying this to me. Okay.
No, but also I'm trying to make this canon so desperately for Naraya. She would have stolen so many keys. Not that I ever did that. Don't fucking worry about it. I'm just gonna do a history check now.
It's fine. We all had it doesn't matter where you went to college. You always had a friend who had keys they weren't supposed to have.
True.
I always have keys I'm not supposed to have. I have so many keys to places.
Phil!
What happened to Phil?
Did no one else see that? Phil? Hello? Lockpicks?
Amazing.
I thought those were syringes.
Amazing.
Lie.
Equally likely for me, I guess.
I'm gonna roll my history check now. This is amazing. I'm gonna do a history check. 11.
Yeah, honestly, this is, of all of the sort of, what did we call it last time, the mishmash style? Of all the mishmash style buildings, this is like the oldest one. And it's not that there aren't those weird passages, it's just that like you don't have them all mentally mapped out. You just feel like you could probably find one in the moment if you were to have your eyes peeled for them.
Maybe we split up. Maybe we send the more diplomatic ones in, and the rest of us just find. The rest of us get very, very familiar with this building very quickly, because if she wants to run, I'm guessing she has places that she knows that we probably don't.
I will say, I had a pretty good relationship with her, so I could go with the diplomatic team. But I'm also pretty fast, so I don't know whether it makes more sense, if she pops out somewhere that I can catch up with her. I'm good with either.
You could also be diplomatic, and then if she tries to run, you're very fast and you catch up to her.
That's a good point.
Just above game or whatever. The only reason I volunteered Winsip is because I think she's very trying to be more of a sympathetic type person. But mechanically, she has a -1 to charisma. So if we want to actually succeed on any charisma checks, we should not send just Winsip.
Aveline, who does only have a +1 to charisma, should go as well because I'm the one who's tracking her. That does mean I can't give Pass Without Trace to the guys staying outside because it has to be people within 10 feet of me.
I love when people remember their range of Pass Without Trace.
I always
so
remember,
rarely.
and everyone always says no.
Yeah.
I pretend I do not see.
Yeah, I think if Aveline, Kit, and Brex want to go, then I think Winsip will sit that one out.
Okay.
All right, so what are the rest of you planning on doing?
Then I guess maybe
We're gonna
I should
Back up.
stay outside as well.
Scope out escape routes.
Yeah, just treat it like, like it's a bad
job.
place. Like a job.
Okay.
One
As we head
last
inside.
job.
Hey everyone, it's me, Megan. Welcome to The Break, the mini podcast where we ask the question, can a new podcast get new listeners? Well, this is kind of up to you guys. If you want to help us out in that regard and spread the word, tell everybody on your favorite social media network or Reddit or like your group chat. Tell everybody that you love us and they should be listening to us too. Leave us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. Or is the order that usually is set in. We also have a Patreon if you want to contribute in that way. That is patreon.com/questlaidplans. And you can get bonus episodes and stat blocks for the creatures we fight. And there's going to be a lot of awesome bonus content forthcoming as well. We also have a Discord that is bit.ly/questlaid or questlaidplans.com/discord if you want to join in. We're talking like predictions of what's happening, conspiracy theories, memes with the cast and crew and the listeners. So it's been a lot of fun and we'd love to see you on there. I want to thank you all for listening and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
As we head inside, I guess, I don't fucking know, perception checks to... I would like to figure out where to stand so that if anyone tries to run with non-magical means, we can stop them.
Well, okay, before you do that, I'll set the scene. You enter into a main hall, and based on the direction of the smoke rope, the locate creature's smoke trail, it does lead up through the ceiling and a little bit off to the left. So you know you're first of all gonna want to go up a floor, presumably, at least.
I guess we head upstairs.
Everybody. Okay.
Oh, all of us?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I thought you were like staying I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Is there only one flight of stairs?
No, there's two. Like one on each side of the building. That both they go up to like different sides of the same hall.
So I think we should stay down and try to cover the stairs and doors and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe you guys take the north staircase and the exits, and then me and Kit and Brex take the south staircase.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs and just see what happens.
Okay. So those of you who are staying behind are going to guard sort of like the ground floor landing.
I would like to, if there's like a landing between the floors, you tell me if that's a thing.
We did
yes.
confirm
Yeah,
that there
exists.
are assorted mezzanines in this building, so...
Yes.
Right. So yeah, I would say there's quite a lot of those. And one of them actually has Porla's office on it. So
I would like to be in the middle. Like, I would like to be in one of those, and because I'm naturally stealthy as a halfling, I would just like to find a vase that I will hide behind. So I can scream to the people downstairs if something starts happening upstairs.
Yeah.
Sure. So I'll say you position yourself on the mezzanine level that actually does happen to be not too far from Porla's office.
And is there just like a plant there that someone is supposed to be responsible for, but everyone has neglected, and that's what you're hiding behind?
Yes, it's a very big, like, potted plant, which has not been watered in the past 5 years. I make a mental note to tell my druid friend to please fix this once we're done here.
All right, and the rest of you head up. You follow the trail of smoke, and you follow it up 2 flights of stairs and into the hall and into an office that is kind of dead center. It is the biggest door, and you see on the nameplate on the door, Chiralius Murray.
That
Of course.
And the door is cracked a little bit.
You know, I don't know that we want to surprise her. I think we just knock and say that we want to talk.
Yeah.
Like, what would we get from surprising her right now?
I think we have to try and be concerned friends in this situation and not suspicious at all.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess I walk up and I do that thing where you sort of crack the door and knock at the same time.
Yeah.
And I say, "Hey, Porla, are you here? Primo, we wanted to talk, and Primo said we could find you here."
As you peek in, you see Porla standing at a bulletin board, and she's faced away from you, and she's moving thumbtacks. And as she turns around, she says, "Come on in, kid. I've been expecting you."
Oh,
I hate that.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, oh no.
I simply hate that.
Is she holding a cat?
She is, and she has a laser pointed at your genitals.
She's spray painted entirely in gold.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Why don't you all come in?
Hey, Paula.
Take a seat.
Okay.
You can have a seat on any of these couches. I don't really know why Chiralius needed all of these couches, but, maybe he liked to lounge. I'm still trying to, make heads or tails of his lack of organization. As you can see, it's pretty messy. But I guess this is my office now, so welcome. I'm sorry I didn't make it last night.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. We had a pretty good time, I think, and but nice bulletin board you have there. Was that something is that yours? Is that Chiralius's?
Can I make a perception check on the bulletin board?
Sure. Yeah, she says
kid.
That's a 24 on the bulletin board. Can I read anything on it?
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how much you can read from where you are, but a 24 is really good.
Aveline is extremely farsighted.
I don't have dark vision, but I do have farsight.
Okay, yeah, you see that she had, when you walked in, she had been moving a piece of paper from one column to another. There are like 2 main columns. And she had been moving a piece of paper that said question mark soul from the right to the left. The left column that she moved it into contains pieces of paper that say statue and Cabriel and a handful of smaller red pieces of paper.
Does the left column have a heading?
It has a large piece of paper at the top with a big red X on it. And the right column, you see another handful of small red pieces of paper.
And is there like a green tick on top of that, or?
No, there's no heading on that one. I think that's everything. If I missed anything, I'll put it in post.
Yeah. That's some bulletin board you have there. Kit takes a really deep breath. Oh, okay, you know what? Forget it. Here's the deal. We're really worried about you. You've been acting a little strange. And, just being back here, it's brought back a lot of memories of how things used to be, and it seems different, and we're just worried about you and how everything's been going. So tell us what's going on?
Yeah, things seem a little different. It's bringing back memories. Wow. That must be really difficult for you.
What? Look,
yeah, well,
you're not the only person who lost someone. We all did.
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm sorry I missed the sleepover.
Holy shit.
Kit is like trembling right now. Just like he just wants to smack her upside the head. Which
he
is
should. I'm
like,
not there, but he should.
It's a very like
This is why you're not there.
Yep.
unkit-like thing to do.
Number 6.
Number 6. Oh boy, Major Arcana again. I got the Lovers, which this art is something else.
Oh god, let me see.
It's
Oh wow, yeah, they can get quite graphic.
yeah.
Okay, your character gets a new romantic partner. Tell us about them. We want the deets, is what I wrote in here.
Right. So the idea I had for the monastery in general and this whole like monastic life thing was that it's like super communal, so that like you do have parents, but they're like not the most important to you. So people sort of it's kind of not really poly, but just like
The dispossessed kind of. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So I think he hasn't been sort of interested in other people just because he's been working. He's sort of had a lot going on. But now that I think he's become kind of grounded and really even more committed to like living in the moment, I think he notices just like another nun who she was like on his side when this whole like distillery thing didn't go well and has really helped him grieve. So I think that she becomes his new his first romantic partner, actually.
Right. I wrote hot nun romance.
Yep.
Hot nun summer.
Hot nun summer.
Very cool. And so now you get to also swap out an adjective.
Yeah, I'm going to swap out non-confrontational because I think that she also really gets him to be comfortable with conflict in a way and to stand up for himself a little bit more. So what's a good way of putting that? Maybe assured or like self-assured. And he just goes, okay, you're being an asshole right now. Number 1, first of all, the blood, the fence going down. What did you do when you went out there? Look, it's you know what's happening. You know what's been going on, and you're not telling us everything. Did you know that worm was going to come? That Remoraz was going to come?
I mean, since when have we all told each other everything?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
What do you mean? What have I ever helped?
All I mean is that, we drifted apart over the years, and, not everybody made equal efforts to, remember and stay in touch, and I guess that's just how things are. But it just seems like kind of a silly double standard to all of a sudden expect full disclosure now. And at this point, she sits down on a couch next to Brex, and Brex pops the fuck off. Brex grabs Porla by the shoulders, which granted, Brex is a fair amount smaller than Porla, and just shakes her. Porla, you're not the only one who lost someone. Kit is right. Everybody loses someone. I lost my brother and my sister. All right? She goes, Brex, what are you talking about? I didn't know that. He goes, you never asked. You never asked any of us. Look, I'm fucking angry. It fucking sucks, okay? It's not easy to lose someone and you never get over it and it hurts forever, all right? But we all have to go on living. And Porla very calmly looks at Brex and says, maybe not all of us, Brex. And
I cast Hold Person on her.
There we go.
You cast Hold Person on her, and she is held perfectly still as she serenely watches Brex go limp on the couch as dark lesions open up all over his body until they are just covered with wounds and just out.
Porla, what the fuck is that? What the hell are you doing?
She does have to make a DC 17 wisdom save.
18.
Fuck.
All right.
Good, she can answer now. She can speak.
She looks at you all and she says, I know how it looks, but please don't panic. I promise he'll be back in just a minute.
What do you mean by back? Is this what you've been doing this whole time? Bringing people
you
back?
You know me. I don't just do things without a plan, okay? I'm the one who's been studying this entire time to fix things. And when I try to fix something, I generally succeed. Why don't you bring everybody else up here and I will explain
What the fuck did you just do to Brex?
Here's what you see. Rather than an actual answer in words, you see the following. You see Brex's body slumped over on this couch, kind of against the arm of it, away from Porla, and you see where Porla had been. So Brex had their hands on Porla's shoulders. Obviously, they've kind of like slumped over now. Porla's taken Brex's hands, and you see her kind of looking intently at him and chanting under her breath, and you see this like shimmering in the air, sort of rising from Brex, and it looks sort of like heat or electricity. It's not really tangible. It's just distorting the air around it, rising up, and you see it float in sort of an amorphous blob into the center of the room. And you see from behind the desk, you see what looks like red liquid, presumably blood. I think you would figure out pretty quickly, from 3 different vials sort of float out and join this shimmering disturbance in the center of the room. The shimmering turns sort of pink and then red, and then it just turns into what looks like a window. And suddenly, as the window expands, you're no longer in Kyrelius's office.
Fuck.
Or you might be, because it's flickering a little bit. Sometimes a corner of a chair or a desk will come through, but predominantly, you're outside. It feels as though you've been transported to maybe 500 feet away or something, just outside. And you see rising from what is normally an empty place on the grounds, 6 stone pillars covered in ivy and moss, just shaking and rumbling and rising from the ground slowly. Very slowly. And you see that Porla has Brex's limp form kind of. She's not quite strong enough to carry, but she sort of got it with her in some sort of like a draped over shoulder sort of way.
Is she on one of the pillars?
No, the pillars are in the distance from where y'all are. They are probably like 1,000 feet from you.
Did the folks outside the office feel this as well?
I was gonna say, Winslow just turns to Esther's like, how do you think it's going up there? Do you think they're getting through to her?
Yeah, I think,
I think you feel I think you feel a disturbance. I think that the disturbance sort of extends out into the rest of the building, not quite as strongly, but you do sense like little flickering specks of reality turning into almost like windows to another part of campus, and you can feel like an earthquake.
And for me and Aveline, are we transported out, or does it just seem like the sort of barrier between like wherever these pillars are and where we are is just kind of thin?
I would say that it's not as though you have moved, it's as though everything else around you has moved, so that like you don't feel like you've moved at all, but all of a sudden you're just in a different place because the room you were in turned into a different place.
Okay.
You're on a grassy field.
And it's in this different place 1,000 feet away or something where the pillars are.
Correct.
Oh, wait. Kids' talking skills. Oh no.
Bad. Very bad. Let's go.
We should
Let's go.
I give like a whistle from my mezzanine level, and then I dart up.
Okay, yeah, we're going.
We're going. Bad idea. Bad idea.
Why did we?
I don't know.
Why didn't we think of that?
Bad idea.
We're just running for the office to see what's going on.
When you get there, it's as though somebody's painted on top of reality, just a whole nother reality. And you can see clear as day this spot that you know to be a completely different place on campus, and yet is right here, and this is where everyone is standing.
Oh, hey, everyone.
Get in here. It's bad. She got Brex.
What?
Again,
What do you mean she got Brex?
Hi everyone, nice to see you. I keep trying to explain, but Kit just doesn't want to listen, that if you will just give me a moment, maybe like an hour tops.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well then Brex can die then, and that's on you. Now you get to decide that, I guess. If you let me take care of this, Brex will come back and everything will be fine, okay? But I need to keep him with me.
Just tell us, maybe can you truncate that lecture down to like 10 minutes? An hour seems like a long time.
It's not an hour that I need to explain anything to you. It's an hour for the ritual to complete, for the gate to open. And I can't stop it now anyway, so we just have some time to sit and chat, I guess.
Is this where you give us like your big villain speech? Because this is honestly kind of pathetic as far as villain speeches go.
You think I'm a villain?
I think you're standing there holding the possibly dead body of our friend, so yeah, that looks pretty fucking villainous.